I think Mr. Kalyana Rama, the CMD at Container Corp, is back with us. Mr. Rama, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, great. So give us more details on the MOU with PSAs, that's the Port Authority of Singapore, Bharat Mumbai Container Terminals. What does this really bring on the table for you, and what are the financial implications?
You see, this is an MOU. Mainly, what we can gain from that is not very important. We will gain definitely, but it is more of a facilitation for the trade, because the containers which are coming into the port, they will be cleared with very less detention. So this is the MOU which signed the day before yesterday with the PSA. Their Bombay BMCT, the container terminal, 4th terminal at JNPT, is to start extended gates at Katuas, that is the border between Rajasthan and Haryana, which will serve the entire north market, Delhi NCR market, as well as Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab market. And we got another terminal at Ahmedabad, it's called Jakwada. There another extended gate to serve the market of Gujarat. As well as local market, to serve the local market, we will be starting one more extended gate at our terminal in Mumbai, that's Dronagiri Rail Terminal. So all the DPD containers we will be shifting there. So this helps in very fast evacuation of the containers. That will be real facilitation to the trade. And moreover, it also helps in reducing the road congestion in Mumbai, and it helps environment. Having said that, definitely there is a commercial benefit to CONCOR, but that will not be very great because we are already having 84% of the market share in JNPT. So whatever little bit will be added to CONCOR balance sheet, but more of the service levels will improve, which actually is now everybody is working on in India to improve our logistics infrastructure, logistics services, as well as our logistics index in the World Bank scenario. So I think this move definitely helps in that direction.
Although the export-import trade growth has also picked up as major ports and container traffic data has been robust, this is not reflected in your realizations. What is the reason for this? Why are realizations lacking? And what is the outlook on the pricing at which contracts are being done, rather?
You see, when we look at our first 6 months balance sheet, which we announced around a month and a half back, the realization, when we look in absolute terms, yes, it is not increasing, it is flat. But if you look at as a percentage, definitely all our margins have looked up. In fact, our bottom line has grown by 41%. Why the absolute margins are remaining flat is because the lead distances are coming down. The shift of traffic from Bombay into Mundra, and also the development of East Coast, definitely the lead distance will come down. So my analysis on this is the lead distance, which earlier used to be around 400 kilometers because the entire industry got developed in the north and Punjab, and they are getting exported from JNPT, the lead is more. But as the development takes place and more places get developed, the lead will come down for the containers which are moving by rail mode. This can be, we can compare this data with any of the developed markets, even China, where the lead distance is only 350 kilometers. So our lead distances also have to come down for India to become export competitive. So on the absolute terms, for the margin per TEU, if I look at, yes, it is remaining flat, but if we account for the drop in the lead and also remaining flat, that means there is a lot of growth in the margins. This is increasing because of not increasing the prices, but because of improvement in our operational strategies, which we are providing to the customers. In fact, our service levels are increasing and our profit is also increasing.
Analysts are saying right now, sir, that CONCOR could be the biggest beneficiary of the dedicated freight corridor, and post the DFC EXIM cargo volumes could double over the next 2 to 3 years. How are you looking at this life-changing post DFC for the company, and what does it really mean in terms of volumes for you?
Yes, definitely. DFC will definitely change the scenario how the containers are moving in India. It's not only increases the volumes for CONCOR, actually the whole logistic scenario I'm expecting to change. One, the modal shift which is not happening today, where the road and rail are competing for shorter distances, longer distances. There should be a synergy between road and rail, where the road will be serving the short and medium distances, maybe up to 400 kilometers, and rail serving for the longer distances. So the hubs which we are developing now, we are almost ready for the DFC operations. So post DFC, the hub and spoke model is essential, because the DFC advantage will come only if we can move a longer train with more number of TUs. Today we move in a double stack train 180 TUs, but with the DFC it will be 400 TUs in one go. To accumulate 400 TUs to a particular destination, then there will be delays involved in that. Instead of that, if we do the hub and spoke operation, the evacuation will be much faster. That we are already doing. In the IR system, there is a double stack running is available on one of the sections, that is between Rewari and Mundra and Rewari Pipava. We are fully utilizing that. Even we brought JNPT onto the double stack map by using Jakwada, which I mentioned earlier, the terminal at Ahmedabad, as a double stack point for even JNPT containers. So we already introduced the double stack, the advantage of DFC to some extent to my customers. And customers also are able to plan their logistics with the hub and spoke model. With the DFC, because the transit assurances will be there for the customer, because it's a freight sector, freight corridor, there will be no differential speed. So the trains will run much faster compared to the present scenario. So the evacuation will be faster, the transits will be very, very short. We are expecting from Bombay to Delhi, we should be able to transfer a container in 24 hours time, which will be, road cannot match this definitely. So there will be a synergy develops between the road and rail. So for that, what we are doing is we already developed one hub at Katwas. We are developing our second hub at Swarupganj. And at the end point, we already have a very good operating terminal called Dadri, where we handle almost 0.35 million TUs a year even now. And ports are getting connected. And we will be developing one more terminal at Jaipur, that is Fulera. So with this hub and spoke, those are three hubs which we are going to create at Swarupganj, that is the border of Gujarat and Rajasthan near Palanpur, at Jaipur, Fulera, and near NCR, Katwas. We are creating the infrastructure ready for the DFC operation. And as soon as DFC starts operations and the trains start rolling on DFC, we will be ready without any delay to utilize the DFC. And yes, your next the question regarding the growth prospects for CONCOR, yes, definitely there will be good growth prospects. I don't want to give a guess number on what will be the percentage growth we will be getting out of DFC, but there will be definitely a good growth. And all of us are waiting for the DFC to commence and start operations.
Broadly, if I have to understand your volume growth guidance, you're saying that you would be able to maintain a 10 to 12% volume growth on an expanded capacity. Because if my numbers are right, you are looking at about 1,000 to 1,100 crore of expansion every year. Your capacity will expand because of that. And what you're committing to is that you're committing to a 10 to 12% volume growth on an expanded capacity, right?
Yes. You see, the capacity expansion is phase-wise. So whatever we are doing, the capacity expansion of 1,000 to 1,100 crores will be in the strengthening the existing depots, the construction of second, third phase in the MMLPs which we started recently, and commissioning the phase one of new depots. And all the depots will start, we are utilizing them. As and when the phase one completed, we start utilizing it. So today I am having around 4 million TUs capacity to handle 4 million TUs, and last year I handled almost roughly to 2.9 million TUs. So with 10% growth this year, we are looking at something like 3.2 million TUs. So any infrastructure facility, let's understand, utilization beyond 80% will create delays. So we always create infrastructure so that we utilize the depots up to 80%, and wherever it is required. In fact, we are utilizing some of the depots beyond maybe 100% saturation capacity. but we are providing the service and we are maintaining our service levels. So our important aim is to maintain service levels. We try to maintain that optimum utilization of around 80 to 90% bracket. So we keep on creating the capacity. So this 10% growth is matching to that.
Well, thanks very much then, Mr. Rama, for joining us and giving us those details. We really appreciate your time and your insights. We wish you the very best for your business going into the new year.